Hi everybody, welcome back to Goodnight, Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I have a book request from a friend. Malachi wrote me again. I was so excited. Malachi, I love when you write to Miss Dorothy. It makes me very happy. And I'm really excited about this book because it came at just the right time because it's pumpkin season. And Malachi wanted to hear a book about a very special pumpkin patch. And this book is called It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It's a Charlie Brown book, and it's about Linus and how Linus wants to go sit in a pumpkin patch and wait for the Great Pumpkin to come and bring him presents. I've never heard of the Great Pumpkin, but Linus is pretty sure it's out there, and we need to get inside this book and find out what everybody does when it's time to go sit in the pumpkin patch. Are you ready to get inside this book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, written by Charles M. Schulz. Every fall, the leaves on the trees turn brown and fall off the branches. Pumpkins grow big and plump in their patches. The air grows cooler, and people start thinking about their Halloween costumes. And every fall, Linus writes a very important letter. Who's Linus going to write to? Dear Great Pumpkin, Linus writes, I'm looking forward to your arrival on Halloween night. I hope you will bring me lots of presents. Who are you writing to? Asked Charlie Brown. The Great Pumpkin, Linus replies. On Halloween night, the Great Pumpkin rises out of his pumpkin patch and flies through the air with his bag of toys for all the children. Well, I've never heard of that. Linus's sister Lucy isn't happy that Linus is writing to the Great Pumpkin. You'll make me the laughingstock of the neighborhood, she complains. She doesn't like that Linus wants to write to the Great Pumpkin. But Charlie Brown's sister Sally doesn't think Linus is crazy. She thinks Linus is wonderful. He is her sweet baboo. Wouldn't you like to sit in the pumpkin patch on Halloween night and wait for the Great Pumpkin? Linus asked. Sally is thrilled. Oh, I'd love to, she tells Linus, because she really likes Linus. Later that day, Charlie Brown has a surprise waiting for him in the mailbox. I got an invitation to a Halloween party, he exclaims. Lucy thinks the invitation must be a mistake. There were two lists, she tells Charlie Brown. One to invite and one not to invite. Charlie Brown knows which list he was probably on, but he decides to go to the party anyway. On Halloween night, everyone is planning to go to the party, except Linus. My blockhead brother will be out in that pumpkin patch making his yearly fool of himself, Lucy grumbles. She can't understand why Linus would choose to miss out on all the fun that Halloween has to offer by sitting around in a pumpkin patch. Lucy's not excited about what her brother's going to do. And she's dressed up like a witch. Everyone puts on their costumes. Lucy is dressed as a witch. Charlie Brown is dressed as a ghost. But no one can tell what he's supposed to be because he had some trouble with the scissors. Sally is also dressed as a ghost, and so is Schroeder. They figured out how to use the scissors just fine. Pigpen is dressed as a ghost too. Everyone can tell which ghost he is because of the cloud of dust that surrounds him. Look, they're all ghosts. Pigpen is the dirty ghost. And look at Charlie Brown. He cut too many holes in his costume. Snoopy walks by all dressed in a costume. Who in the world is that? Asked Lucy. Oh, he's the World War I flying ace, Charlie Brown explains. Now I've seen everything, Lucy says. Look at Snoopy. He's in his costume. Lucy declares that everyone will go trick-or-treating first and then go to the Halloween party. As they pass by the pumpkin patch, Linus sees them and gets excited, thinking they have come to wait with him. Have you come to say pumpkin carols with me? He asked. You blockhead, Lucy yells at her brother. You're gonna miss all the fun, just like last year. Don't talk like that, Linus cries. The Great Pumpkin will come because I am in the most sincere pumpkin patch. Oh, good grief, Lucy exclaims. She marches off with her friends. It looks like no one wants to join Linus in the pumpkin patch to wait for the Great Pumpkin. Except, what about Sally? Sally said she would. Sally is torn. She doesn't want to miss out on the fun of trick-or-treating and party, but Linus is her sweet baboo. What should she do? Sally runs back to the pumpkin patch. I'm glad you came back, Linus tells her. You'll see the great pumpkin with your own eyes. Linus is positive the great pumpkin will pick this patch. Why wouldn't he? The great pumpkin chooses the most sincere patch to visit every year, and how could a pumpkin patch be more sincere than this one? Sally hopes Linus is right. I hope he's right, too. Meanwhile, the rest of the kids go trick-or-treating. Trick or treats, money or eats, they yell at the first door. Everyone compares what they got. I got 5 pieces of candy, brags Lucy. Oh, I got a chocolate bar, exclaims Patty. I got a quarter, says Violet happily. I got a rock, says Charlie Brown sadly. And that happens at every door. All the other kids get wonderful treats like candy, gum, and popcorn balls. And Charlie Brown gets rocks. Why does Charlie Brown get rocks? Lucy decides they have done enough trick-or-treating and it's time to go to the party. After all, everyone has a bag filled to the brim with treats. Everyone except Charlie Brown. He has a bag full of rocks. On their way to the party, they pass by the pumpkin patch. The kids laugh at Linus and Sally for waiting there instead of coming to the party. The great pumpkin will be here, Sally yells, defending Linus. After the kids walk by, Sally turns to Linus. All right, where is he? She asks. He'll be here, Linus assures her. I hope so, Sally replies. Think of all the fun we're missing. Uh-oh, Sally's getting nervous. And the Halloween party is a lot of fun for everyone except Charlie Brown. At first, Charlie Brown thinks his night is looking up, whether the other kids ask him to be a model for the jack-o'-lantern. That sounds like a great honor. But then he realized that being a model means having Violet draw a big pumpkin face on the back of his head. Oh, poor Charlie Brown. Meanwhile, in the pumpkin patch, Sally is growing tired of waiting for the great pumpkin. If anyone had told me I'd be waiting in a pumpkin patch on Halloween night, I'd have to say they were crazy, she complains. Just then, she and Linus hear a rumbling noise. They see a shadow emerging from the pumpkin patch. It's the great pumpkin rising out of the pumpkin patch, Linus yells. He is so excited to see the great pumpkin that he faints. Oh no, Linus fell over. But it isn't the great pumpkin after all. It's just the World War I flying ace on his way back from a very important mission. It's Snoopy. Linus wakes up and asks Sally what happened. I was robbed, howls Sally. Halloween is over and I missed it. She stomps out of the pumpkin patch, leaving Linus all alone to wait for the great pumpkin. Linus falls asleep, waiting, and later that night, Lucy comes to bring him home and tuck him into his warm bed. The next day, Charlie Brown tries to make Linus feel better. Don't take it too hard that the great pumpkin never showed up, he tells his friend. But Linus doesn't feel let down. Just wait until next year, he tells Charlie Brown. I'll find the most sincere pumpkin patch and I'll sit in that pumpkin patch until the great pumpkin appears. He is not giving up. Way to go, Linus.
Oh, Linus, oh no, there was no great pumpkin. He went and sat in that pumpkin patch all night long waiting for the great pumpkin. And he even had the little girl go with him. Sally went with him and sat there. And she didn't get to go trick-or-treating and she didn't get to go to the party. And she was not happy about that. But Linus is so sure there's a great pumpkin. And next year he's going to search for another pumpkin patch to wait for the great pumpkin. I don't think he's going to find him. But anyway, it's okay if he wants to keep looking because it's very important to him and he was having a lot of fun doing it. And so did the other kids. They had fun in their costumes, going trick-or-treating, going to the Halloween party. That's a lot of fun. Great things you can do on Halloween. But the most important thing you need to do is be safe. Halloween is a fun time as long as you stay with mom and dad and do what you're told. If you go to a place where you go trick-or-treating, or maybe you go trunk-or-treating where you go to people's trunks and they give you candy, that's a lot of fun. But be safe and stay close to mom and dad because you wouldn't want anything tricky to happen. And don't go standing in pumpkin patches waiting for the great pumpkin. You'll miss out on all the fun. I want you to have fun on Halloween, but most of all, I want you to be safe. So you remember that. That's a good message from Malachi. Thanks for sharing that book with us, Malachi. I was so excited to read it for you. And if you have a book you want me to read to you, send Miss Dorothy a note. Right at the end of this video, you can find my email address. Mom and Dad can send me an email, and I'll find your book and read it to you, just like I read to Malachi. So you can ask Mom and Dad about that. But remember, whatever Mom and Dad say, obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy, because I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.